Well, I gotta say, once again, where I was expecting nothing, I get what appears to be a silver ring. Alright, not that deep, maybe 3 or 4 inches. Yeah, this is Texas Tiger Digs, and I'm gonna do a roundup. Didn't do a lot of detecting this week. Like I said, I used to do a lot of lunch detects. Still do lunch detects, but I'm in areas where I found it pretty good, and I don't have as long anymore. Been relatively busy. So basically, what I did was run out this week. Let me add all this to the side, and this was the result of my week of hunting during lunches. Basically, this right here. This big, huge green washer. Yes, that was pretty nice. Probably had something to do with an athletic field I was digging in. Usually the pieces of green are always going to be out in the field or something. So we'll put that to the side. And another thing I found was a nickel. Always happy to find nickels because nickels usually mean I'm on the right track. And I'm out in these on these lunch hunts now, basically digging a crap load of mid-tone targets, hopefully finding looking for a ring or something. So it's sort of an all or nothing at all type of thing. I occasionally run a few high conductive targets, but basically that's what I'm doing. I'm out there running, trying to hit a home run, swinging at balls basically. So that was it, and I've just got that 1 penny. That was one whole day. That was a wonderful day. Now Friday I had a little bit more time because I had some of the afternoon off. So I did go out and get a little bit more on Friday, and once again I'm hitting a lot of deep dimes. Like I said, the dimes are always the last thing you find. They're small. They're not as they don't stand out like quarters and etc. And so got a couple of dimes there, so that wasn't too bad. And a couple of more memorial pennies. Probably until today, the only interesting thing about this hunt, and this is one of these, I hate these things. These are these screw-on cleats of some kind, and they give great signals. And this one wasn't the only one I got this week, so I'll put that to the side. This junk I got. And this was interesting. I was out in the school, the playground, right adjacent to the playground, and I found these bullets. They all look like, I don't know, what are these, 32s? They're definitely not 22s. Maybe, yeah, 32s maybe. Not exactly sure. I'm examining that closely. But they're all identical. They all rang about 60, in the 60 range, and I was running the Garrett AT Pro. So, that 60 range is also the range where you can find some pretty chunky pieces of gold. A good sized ring can ring up in that range. But no ring, but I did get 3 identical shells, so I assume somebody was out there practicing their pistol shot. Yeah, this is a schoolyard, but it hasn't been a schoolyard forever, so this could have been prior to the school, and I don't think school's more than 30 or 40 years old, so who knows. But it was pretty interesting. So those I thought were going to be interesting things about this week. But I went out today. I'm trying to include 1 weekend day on each hunt. That way I've got the potential to find something because I'll be out there longer. And once again, I found another one of these little screw-on cleats. Oh, this one sounded great. Mostly chrome. Boy, it sounded big time good. It was in the 39 or 40 range, and I was out there running the Safari. That's a very, very nice range for something valuable. Of course, it wasn't. Found a ring, 70, I don't know what 70, no, 33, 34, something along those lines. Don't know what this is. Looks like it could be a tap or some type of protection for a shoe. And then, of course, a couple of pull tabs. I've got more than that, but I don't keep all of those. And the first thing I found was this little children's badge or push pin or something that a kid might have left out there. So and out here I was out there with the Safari, and I did that specifically because there's some trash out there, and I know that the Mind Lab machines had a great reputation of picking coins, etc. from around fields. And that's an interesting coin there. Thought I'd examine all these coins pretty good, but I think that's clad though. I might take a closer look at this. This might not be. I'm out here looking in this park for silver, but the main reason is this park is giving me 3, and it's including a Wheatie today, which is one of the things that made this hunt interesting. 3 Wheaties. You know, so if you get a Wheatie, which is circa 57 or earlier, I mean 58 or earlier, yeah. Then you got a potential to be hitting some silver. And I went out there with that in mind, and I dug a deep hole. I spotted a pretty deep one yesterday, but there was a lot of people around. I couldn't dig it, so I did mark it somewhat, or took some you know, grabbed a couple of waypoints and sort of triangulated in, so maybe I could find it again. And I found this, a quarter, and I thought this has got to be a quarter, 8 to 10 inches. That was a great depth for a clad quarter, and I took a real close look at it because I was interested in how old that clad quarter had to be that deep. It's not that old, 1986 or something, yeah, something along those lines. So kind of disappointing. And I got a couple more quarters out there. You know, nothing great. You know, nothing great or super, and they were relatively deep out there. I tell you, I dig a lot of deep clad in my parks. And I see a lot of guys in other areas getting 5 and 6 and 7 or 8 inches, and coming up with some with Wheaties, etc. And it's not happening for me in these parks. Like I said, I'm wondering what the sink rate is here. One of the reasons I've gotten some large cars like this, I want to go deep. And these are a bunch of crusty zincs. Okay, and what I did find out there in that park, I'm going to examine this a little closer. What I did find out in that park, though, which gives me hope, and a nice thing, is I found a silver ring with the initials K on it. The initials K on this ring. So, and it does say STER behind the K. And I took a picture of it, and it'll follow right now. All right, so that was good. And then I went out and I was digging up penny signals, I figured out how to indicate their pennies, but there are a lot of pennies out here, and Safari picks up each and every one of them, which means I get a lot of crappy zincs, but I also get quite a few copper pennies. And I got another Wheatie in this park. I found 2 Wheaties all year in the northern parks as I've gone further south. This is 3 Wheaties, and it's January. So there's silver out there, I'm sure. I'm going to have a picture of this right now. So you probably seen the photo now. In any case, I can't really tell exactly what the date is, but I think one of those pictures showed it well enough so you see it's a Wheatie, and it could be a 1941, 42 or something along those lines. So that was very nice to find that. So still hope, and then I did get a piece of silver. So this is my 2nd silver ring and 3rd Wheatie for this year. So it's not bad for January. I thought, when I had a very good year, I thought, last year, but this year is actually giving a pretty good pace, and the pace is actually, on the whole, better than last year. I gotta take another look at this dime. I think it's just because it's silver, and then it's discolored in the area. The discoloration definitely means it's clad. In any case, that's what I've got. So this is a Wheatie number 3. Silver ring number 2. Things are looking up, and I just wanted to show you. And I got here, I don't know, let's just say that's buck 35, 40, about a buck 50 in clad for this week. Nothing to speak of. Buck 60. So, but you know, and a little crap load of shell casings. Considering they were all within about a 2 or 3 foot radius or yard radius. That's pretty cool. And then my ordinary collection of junk.